First off, I'd like to thank you all for coming, and tonight I'm going to speak about Thomas Jefferson, the father of our independence. I want to ask you a question tonight that I want you to think about. Where would we be had we not declared our independence? Thomas Jefferson was born April 2nd, 1743 in Charlottesville, Virginia. He was born third of 8 children in the family. Thomas Jefferson attended school where he learned to speak Greek, Latin, and French. Thomas Jefferson had a tragic childhood. At age 14, his father passed away suddenly, which left him to tend to 5,000 acres and also dozens of slaves. In 1760, Thomas went to the University of William and Mary, where he studied for 2 years before graduating college at 16 years of age. In 1762, after completion of his studies, Thomas Jefferson studied law with a good friend, George Wythe, and was admitted to the Virginia bar in 1767. In around 1770, Thomas Jefferson married Mary Jefferson, and that was his wife, and they had 6 children. Jefferson served as a lawyer in the Virginia House of Burgesses. Thomas Jefferson, while serving as a lawyer, wrote the summary view of the rights of the British Americans. Okay, and in June 1776, Thomas Jefferson, along with 4 other chairmen, drafted the first copy of the Declaration of Independence for review. Okay, there were 26 changes made to the Declaration before it finally passed on July 4th, 1776, which is our Independence Day. Later that year, returning home to Virginia, Jefferson was elected to the House of Delegates in Virginia. Later that year, Thomas Jefferson, while he was in office, drafted many bills that were effective, including freedom of religion and also a bill that abolished primogeniture, which means that when the firstborn child, when the parents passed, they got all the estate and belongings, which neglected the other children of the family. So he did away with that, so now the estate and all the belongings of the family is split, you know, down the middle for all the children. Around 1780, Jefferson oversaw the changing of the capital from Williamsburg to Richmond. So that was kind of a big thing back then. They changed the capital of where Virginia was. Jefferson served as Secretary of State from 1789 to 1793 under President George Washington, the first President of the United States. Jefferson, along with Madison, founded the Democratic-Republican Party to help battle with the Federalists. In 1796, Jefferson, as the Republican candidate, failed to John Adams, but he had enough votes to get the vice president election. In 1800, Jefferson was tied in the general election for president with Aaron Burr. Jefferson won the election, which allowed Aaron Burr to become the vice president. Until 1804, when Aaron Burr was involved in a duel with Alexander Hamilton over some political differences, and Alexander Hamilton was mortally wounded by Aaron Burr, and at that time Aaron Burr was the vice president of the United States, and then Thomas Jefferson decided to drop him from the ticket. Burr was vice president until 1804 when Jefferson dropped him. Jefferson was president from 1801 to 1809, and after leaving office, he founded the University of Virginia, which was an institution for higher learning. Jefferson died on July 4th, 1826. That marked the 50th anniversary of the drafting of the original Declaration of Independence. Jefferson was buried on his Monticello estate, where his father and where he was raised, and after Jefferson's death, he dedicated and donated his estate to Virginia to be used to house orphans of Navy officers. So tonight, I want you to just think a little bit about the freedoms we enjoy every day, and on your next Independence Day on July the 4th, think about the real reason that we have our freedom. Thank you.